I'm still eating well, but I'm taking this every like evening or night. And I can tell a huge difference. I don't know what's in it. That I just blind faith. It's a dropper, and you take 1 to 3. But what I've learned is I only do 1 dose a day, so it's 2 droplets of it. Game changer.
Hey, Nicole, what do you get when a former corporate CEO and a do-gooding executive walk into a recording studio?
Well, Erin, nothing, because the two of us are usually on my couch or Zoom, because wine.
You get a podcast created for Gen X women who are bought into the corporate world, but fed up with the BS.
I know. It's how to thrive the 9 to 5 or 6 or 7.
It's career therapy. It's comedy. It's definitely full-on authenticity. Basically, we give you tangible strategies to rise in your career without compromising everything else.
Because work doesn't have to suck.
What is going on? Sorry, I'm so happy to see you, first of all, since, I saw you recently, but we were sharing about it in the Bahamas. But I'm happy to record. It's been a while, but I was just saying we were kind of catching up, and we were like, oh, put on record. And then immediately I started having a hot flash. The minute you mentioned the word menopause, like hot flash immediately.
I can see some twinkle on your forehead.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure, everyone. You should enjoy this. And let's just say, like, it is a full moon, so the world is crazy already, and I'm feeling it. So I'm looking forward to having my life change today with you, Erin.
Yeah, super life-changing, deep plan for you guys. We're going to share.
I got a Christmas card.
6 years, so we've never pimped out our favorite products. And so if you tuned in to have your career skyrocket or you to be like fresh your next leadership meeting, you can tune right the frick back out because
we have other important things to do.
Oh, yeah, we have other stuff too.
Or maybe this will lead to like a double episode because I actually have like a ton of incredible thoughts about my incredible management skills, of late. But I'm sitting here. I just found an old Christmas card, not yours, and
it wouldn't be mine. I haven't sent you a Christmas card in 5 years.
Good point. That was my little passive aggressive dig. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Abby, for your Christmas card because it's saving my.
Wait, so what we haven't talked work. As you mentioned, we shared a bed in the Bahamas because we had to. Yeah, maybe we catch up on that, but I want to hear about your management skills too.
Yes, we're also going to talk about that. But let's first start with how you are so authentic that you are a terrible liar because you could just not keep up the ruse that you were my wife, the couples resort at the Sandals Couples Resort, the Grand Bahama. You straight could not even keep up the ruse, not even for like 18 hours. You're so authentic. She couldn't lie at all. Like not at all.
I'm like a puppy dog. I live with somebody who works for a 3-letter agency that can figure out everything. So I've like given up lying for so long because I'm like, I can't win the game. If you haven't tuned in before, one of our good friends had her 50th celebration.
It was kind of like
multiple. It started with Gary, but we sort of added on with two of our friends, both named Jen. But they, in their quest to find something that was convenient, that we could do in 3 days, that was warm, that was, affordable, all those things, like the criteria all led them to a Sandals resort in the Bahamas, which sounded great until we realized that they are like strictly couples only.
And by couples, like they mean like cisgendered heterosexual couples, probably from like the Midwest somewhere.
So I was only going to be there for 2 days. It was our son's birthday. So my husband was like, you know what, you just go. And we're like, okay, we're used to doing this, right? Like if our significant others can go, great. If they can't, they can't. And then Nicole called and they were like, a single room? No.
Yeah. So like and that was even before I knew of your situation. I'm like, I'm me. Like I do everything by myself. And I was like, I'm coming to this goddamn party. And like the first thing I realized is that like this is not one of those like all-inclusive resorts like per person. It is like per couple. And I was like, oh, weird. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just pay it and go. And they were like, no. And I'm finally, I understand some of this now. Like I understand like their whole like marketing thing is about like romance and reconnection and probably about a lot of other things in coupledom that they're scared of. But they like, oh no. I was like, all right. Well, I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to like make something up. And then it turns out Manny's not going. And I was like, perfect, 2 people in a room. And then I realized I was like, uh-oh, I'm going to really have to play this game hard. So I just went in hard. I went in full. Like, you know me.
You're a good liar.
Like, I don't know if I'm a good liar, but I'm Sicilian and I was born with low cunning and I don't like injustice. And this seemed like an
Like
injustice.
that was like the Venn diagram.
I was like, hold on. Like, I will bring out the Sicilian. Like, I will defeat you. Like, I will bring it out. Like, I will play whatever role I need to play in order to be there for Sherry.
beat you at your own game.
Yes, exactly. I was like, and it just seemed like an injustice. Like, didn't want to go down that road. So, like, this poor Bahamian, or I don't even know where I was booking. Maybe it was like in Jamaica somewhere. I was like, well, like I have a wife, and like, so my wife is going to come, and that just started a whole new shitstorm. And so she was locked in, and I was locked in, and then I started having like details of your life. I stumbled. Then my stumble where I first got caught out was I stumbled on your birthday, not on the year, but on the date, because you and Jen are one day off from each other, and I was like, I had to like double check. Yeah, to make sure I got it right. But you know, she was laughing, and I think she just didn't want to like put up a fight, so she let me do it. But the best part is that, of course, because you were coming from Kansas City and I was coming from elsewhere, we had to keep this ruse up hard because we didn't come in on the same flight. And they're
threw off their model.
Oh my God, such a mess, right? Because they had to get 2 different pickups and all this stuff. And so I get there, and their whole shtick is that they only give one key because they want couples to stay together.
Which
I don't know
is
what
so fucking weird, by the
No,
way. Like, really, if I were there with Manny, like, no, we need 2 keys. I get up at like 6, he gets up at 9, like we have our independence. It was this place for our listeners. If you haven't been, like, if you love them, God bless you. But like, I kept thinking about a Netflix series that could be done on it because it was a little weird.
Oh my God, I have so many thoughts. But can I just say one thing about the keys? Okay, just one thing about the keys, because you know us, like we look at work. This is like us reviewing like a corporate model, right? They appeal to a lot of like married, middle class, middle-aged kind of people, right? A lot of these people have not, like, they're empty nesters. They're like looking at each other for like the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of honeymooners. You
No,
expected most people were anniversary trips or something.
No. And my first thought was like, you need 2 keys because we just have like different bathroom schedules and there's only like one bathroom. Like, any middle-aged couple knows that like there are different bathroom needs and you do not want to be in the bathroom at the same time. So like I'm sorry. And like showering needs, like we're going from having multiple bathrooms to having like one small room and a bathroom together. No. We need 2 keys so we can like share that, because I'm going to be at the bar and you're going to be showering. I mean, we did that and we're not even married.
The whole place almost like felt a little bit like, you know, the show Severance, like that weird, you know, that's obviously extreme. And that, I don't mean a literal metaphor, but almost like their main goal was to like negate independence. And so like everywhere you went, there were 2 top tables, right? Like, so even if my husband, like we really like to travel with somebody else. So usually it's 4 top, not that there weren't, but there were a lot of, and everybody was kind of sitting around. It felt very mechanical. And then the pool, remember we
staring at each other.
Pool, the first day I was there. And we're, of course, stand out like a sore thumb because well, 9 and then 10.
Yeah, we had a tripod in the pool. And
we had a tripod. We were like doing the normal, like
we're boisterous. We're boisterous. We're having a good time, and we have a gay couple with us. So
yes, exactly. And you could see all the people in the pool were like in 2s, and they were sort of like in this weird
formation almost.
Well, yeah, and this weird in between state of like being together, but really wanting to like start singing and have fun and being silly and
engage with other humans.
Yes,
they wanted to engage with other humans, but it wasn't really an environment. It was an environment
like slowly as the day went on, merging together. It was just weird.
Like they could have had more fun. Like people. Like the whole model, I think you hit the nail on the head. Their whole model is like romance and coupledom. And guess what? Most people are like, I'm fucking sick of this person or whatever. Like, I want to go and have
an Instagram vision of romance. And the reality is most of us, like, our best friends are with our couple, but maybe with somebody else around us and doing fun things. Like, this whole notion of that we just stare into each other's eyes and cuddle and like, no. It's just that's social media maybe, but
also like alcohol helps some of that. But if But if the structure itself is sort of meant to keep you separated, like really coupledy, then, no amount of alcohol is getting over that. And it's so funny because I could tell that people. So first of all, I was being watched like a hawk because I was by myself for
the first day or whatever.
First night. Even though I was with the group, watched like a hawk, like everywhere I went. But I was also like, while they were, like, I was championing things like putting dinners together.
You also stand out.
Maybe just a little, like, I was having a good time. Maybe there was some dancing on some inappropriate things, but whatever. We were here for a good time. And people would like want to talk to us. And couples or people, like they would, they're sitting there like reading their books or doing their things. And like they're desperate to have some conversation. Like I think a lot of adults are desperate to have conversation with other adults. Now, I'm going to say this flat out because I was told this by multiple people, is that Sandals, I think, has been really, really trying hard to preserve their sort of like moral exceptionalism in the world of coupledom resorts, right? They want to be very focused on like the traditional romance. But what they don't want are like, they don't want upside down pineapples or swingers or singles. They don't want any of that nonsense. They don't even want it attached to their name. Well, guess what? Where there are couples, there will be shenanigans. I didn't see any of, but I was told and heard that this is part of the reason why they're so focused on like keeping the couples together and kind of, I don't want to say like getting in the way of fun, but like manipulating the fun in like a certain way. And they're not
ultimately protectionism against.
Right. And I was like, oh, that sounds like very like,
I feel like it's also,
I'm sorry. As a single though, I was like, I'm not here trying to like steal anybody's.
No. You're like, I just want to hang out with my friends.
I just wanted to come and celebrate this. I just wanted to be the other Nicole.
Okay, so two thoughts. One, I think Sandals is a metaphor for authenticity in a workplace. Like everybody you think that everybody wants to be perfect and sounds, hear people that are smart, and really everybody actually wants to intermingle and have fun, et cetera, et cetera.
Let's go a little bit.
Two, we should, and we shouldn't, because this isn't the business we'll ever get in, but wouldn't it be great to have the Antichrist of Sandals and almost be like the Golden Girls version? And then there's a new show. I can't remember if it's on.
Oh my God.
Hulu,
you have to come in a muumuu to like go to this place.
Yes, exactly. And there's actually
friends.
We just saw it on Colbert. Nathan Lane is starring in a new series that's basically the male version of Golden Girls, and they're gay guys and they're all living together as.
I'm writing this down. Nathan Lane.
Yeah,
Lane does Golden Girls.
So I feel like
TV.
It would be such a huge opportunity for a resort to basically take everything that Sandals stands for and completely flip it on its head, and not in the normal like party spring break way, but for us old farts.
Right. And we're not trying to do like the morally inverted version of this. Like we're not trying to have like, orgies on the beach. Like that's fine. That'll happen wherever. What we really want is like, go get drunk, be in a muumuu, talk to random people, like, bring out the giant floats. Like you want to, like people, so many of these people, like I observed so much funny shit. First of all, there was a ton of couples that were very clearly like had not really spent a lot of time together in a while. They were like, didn't know what to do with each other. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like the kids have left or whatever. Other people most definitely were on like their required family vacation and were there under duress with their spouse while texting like their girlfriend. One morning, because like, I got up early with my coffee while everybody was off, like, I don't know, ice bathing or whatever the fuck people do. But I was like, I got some coffee. I went down to the beach and there was a guy like straight screaming at his wife, something about spa appointments. Like she had spa appointments, or he had booked a bunch of spa appointments for her because of course, like she couldn't handle it herself. And there was some question about the spa appointments and he's like literally screaming at her. And he was, about her schedule and how she needs to like stick to her spa schedule. While like very obviously, because he's old and the print is like giant, even I can see it. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to still try to call you at 1:00 if she goes to this fucking spa appointment. And I was like, all is not well in the world of Sandals coupledom. Nothing is perfect. Like, so much craziness. And then there was there was some flexibility around younger people because there were some family units there and there were some like young, like there were weddings going on and like married couples. They were not all that fun. Like all those young wedding people were like sitting around on their phones while we rocked that dance floor. That DJ felt our vibe. I will say that.
for sure. Except for, and that was hard because he was playing everything like 1.5 times. So like,
It was definitely 1.5 speed. We felt that the next day. Thank God for passion fruit.
yeah, there was literally a wedding, and they came and they were like at the bar, and there was this sandy area dance floor, and we were out there as 40, 50-year-olds, and
Eric did a backflip. Like, that's all I have to say.
I'm just glad he didn't end up paralyzed.
He did not end up paralyzed.
Wait, can you edit that? He did not do a backflip. He attempted a backflip. I don't think he landed it. I did not see it, but
Kind of landed like his legs were in the right direction, but his like body was also on the ground. So it was
down
like,
first.
like a 3/4 flip. And I was like, ooh, you needed a little more height on that. But Mr. Riggy busted out some moves. I mean, we looked good. We looked good out there. And, we all championed a few things. I was super into the meals, of course. And then yoga, we all did group yoga. That was fun. Like that woman probably did not know what she was getting into, I mean, and it was, our personalities are all very different, but they all aligned. I would say, I think it was a terrific trip. I think we need to do more of this. We are a really great group. And you know what? Something that you said to me, I think it was you. Yeah, it was you. I was talking about, because I'm kind of the baby of the group. And I was like, what am I going to do like for my big 50th? Because everybody's asking me. And I was like, oh, I'm struggling because I have so many different groups of friends. And you were like, no, you're like, this is a core group. Like, we're doing something, this group. Like, you don't have to expand it. You don't have to change it. Like, you can do something with other people. But like, why try to manipulate something?
Fix it if it ain't broke.
Right. Why manipulate something into something bigger and larger and all like why do you basically you're like, it doesn't have to be the all inclusive as I'm like in the all inclusive. I was like, you're right. It doesn't, not everything has to be the all inclusive. That's
just
not
the alcohol and the food, not the people.
Not the people. So it really, that was a liberating moment for me also. So thank you. So while I think about, birthday-ish, I mean, I'm going to say this to you, Erin, and like people may disagree with me, but as adults, like I'm not a big birthday person. I did not grow up with birthdays really being a thing. But like as an adult, I really believe that birthdays are for like married people and people with children. And like the rest of us, like we're here to like organize and just order a lot of fucking margaritas.
Oh, no.
That's our goal. That's our goal. Like that's what we.
Okay, so that's not going to be it
because we get to do this shit whenever we want, right? Like what? Like I'm not, but
right.
I was just thinking based on your thoughts. I was like, I don't need to do a to do. I can do a little bit the way that I feel.
Do it your own way.
And these people do it my own way. Yeah, I don't have to do a to do. I can just do.
A year and 2 weeks.
Hey there, it's Erin. I'm just popping in real quick to ask you a question. Is there any chance you know someone who is looking for a keynote speaker for their upcoming event? Look, I know that many event organizers, they struggle to find a speaker who provides both tangible value and business knowledge, but that also lights their audience on fire. And I truly believe there aren't many speakers like me out there who are both former corporate executives and professionally trained speakers. And there's definitely none that roll in with an orange suitcase they unpack with their audience. Trust me on that. I would love nothing more than to bring my message of using authenticity as your strategic career and business advantage to people spinning in your universe, especially if you'd be there. I promise my talks always create an immediate buzz, but not just right after, but for months and years after the event is over. You can learn more about my message, style, and reviews, and share my speaking info by going to beauthenticinc.com/keynote-speaking. That's B, just the letter B, authenticinc.com/keynote-speaking. Or of course, we have it right in the show notes to make it easy for you too.
All right, let's talk about work stuff. Let's talk about so I want to hear about your
quickly
management.
Oh my God,
that's
that's so
do our 5 things. I can't not also mention I was out in Kansas City. That's the reason I was day late.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about that.
And I think when you guys asked me when we sat down at lunch and I joined you guys in the Bahamas, like how it went, and I was like, this was like a top 3 professional day of my life.
And that was relatively unexpected. So
It was
top 3? Like,
amazing.
what made it that? What made it that?
So a couple of things. First of all, the Midwest people, right back to my peeps. I'm from Michigan. The Kansas City people are just the most genuine, welcoming people. And they were like that
They are.
all planning. I think I booked the event back in September. So, had been coming for about 5-6 months. It started with the dinner. So they invited me for dinner the night before. Some people from the organization, but then also this couple who now they had a lot of sponsors. Kansas City actually is headquarters of T-Mobile and Garmin and Lockton and the Hallmark. There's a lot of big brand names, but the top sponsors of the event was this real estate company, Odell, and Maria and Dan Odell are the owners of it. And I didn't know them from Joe. I didn't even know who was coming. I didn't know the list.
Didn't know anything. Total surprise.
Two of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And so kind, so funny, so authentic, right? Just really great people. Come to find out, they know a couple of people I know really well because they're all in the real estate business. But at one point, Dan sort of looked at me across the table and we were all, we were having a fun conversation and laughing and doing all the things you do at dinner. And he just said something to the effect like, Erin, you are going to rock it tomorrow. And we so need your message. And, it's basically, I looked you up. I'm like, you are the real deal. And what you talk about, it was just this.
You Midwesterners are so cute.
Inspirational, rah. Like, I'm supposed to be the one there. I'm the professional speaker. I'm supposed to be inspiring them. And to sit at dinner and have somebody in an authentic way, in a caring, like, no bullshit, you could feel it. Of course, I went to the next day just feeling like that much more power.
And it doesn't take much, does it? Right? Like when someone shares who they are authentically, it rubs off. Like,
it just made me so excited. And then the
they were invested fully, clearly.
They were. And I knew going in that they didn't just, hire me to do a job. Like they believed in what I was bringing to the table. The venue was Arrowhead Stadium. So where the Kansas City Chiefs play, which is actually right next door to where the Royals play. So literally my driver dropped me off. There's 2 huge stadiums, largely empty because it's off season. But
I know one is baseball and one is football.
One is baseball and one is football. Good job, Nicole. I'm so proud of you. Wow.
I know their colors. I know.
That's impressive. So that was pretty cool. I did not speak in the actual stadium, but our green room was one of the boxes. So, and we had hair and makeup. So we sat literally in a chair next to these big windows. It was a beautiful sunny day of the empty stadium. Although they were doing construction, they're getting ready for some, event. They're always like altering it. They're so welcoming. And then it was a group of about 400 HR leaders and talent acquisition folks, so mostly people in sort of the HR space. And I just rocked it. I'm meant to speak. It's my thing. I rarely walk off stage and don't feel great. But this one, it was just like, I don't know. I was just so locked in. I was so authentic. I was so passionate. I did, my messaging changed a tiny bit in some places. So it was a little bit of new material, not, totally different, but, and I always customize it. So it was very customized to them. It crushed. It was part, and then I spent 5-8 minutes out in the audience doing like a hands-on, this intriguing intro thing that went really well. And it was fun. I bought some Kansas City Chiefs, like bling for them to wear for the people that volunteer. And then afterwards, they bought 400 books. So I had my books all around. I did a book signing. I was 20 minutes late to the book signing because I got stopped by so many people, either asking me to sign their book, talking to me about coming to speak at their company.
Get me a drink. I remember you saying that.
I did at some point. I finally made it to the table and then I was there about 15 minutes. Oh, this is the other thing. I mean, what cool people. The event started at 2:30 with the bar opening, and then presentation started at 3:00 and then I keynoted at 4 and then it ended at 5 and the bar was open again.
I love them.
Who does that? It's amazing. So so at some point,
everybody needs to love them.
A woman I had talked to for all of a minute and signed her book. And then she was waiting for a friend. I was like, would it be rude? Like, could you mind grabbing me and water me? Somebody on block? And she was probably like, oh my God, I have a job. I feel so seen. I'm like, I need to try. Because
I need to travel with you and just be like your beer girl or something. Like, I'd be so good at that. Like that. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
it just felt good. I felt like I was with the right people. I'm always looking for signs like to keep going because this business, it's
It's a tough
wonderful.
time to
And
them.
every day, like when you're an entrepreneur running your own business, I just had this epiphany yesterday. I'm like, every day is an interview. Like every day you're going to try to find a job, right? Because you have to find business and you have to go out there and you're getting rejected. And so can you imagine being for 6 years, I've been looking for jobs basically.
As someone who has a second gig and had an interview this morning, and I was just like, I totally get that. Like you're constantly trying to market yourself. I'm just really glad. Like you deserve this win. And and I think I mentioned this to you, but this is a tough time for a lot of people, right? For a lot of reasons. And like you're like the work that you're doing is I think just something that people can come back to. It's like a stalwart. It's like a totem, right? Like it is a guide in good and bad time when things are in control, when they're not in our control, like when it's clear, when it's not clear, like the work that you're doing is is a pathway. I'm a testament to this, right? We started out on this my couch, the virtual couch 6 years ago. I was more of a train wreck than I even realized, and now it's like, I'm sitting here giving like leadership advice to people. It's kind of wild. So it's completely unexpected, but hello, everybody. Stay with the path, stay with the course, stay with Erin.
Thank you. Thank you. Fill me in though. Okay, enough about me. Fill me, and then we got to do.
Okay.
So fill me in whether you want to talk about the interview this morning or that's offered, or you want to talk about like.
So here's what I'm thinking. Like, first of all, I think like I actually have a ton of worky stuff that I want to talk about, and it's really good shit. But I also want to talk about our product. I think what I'm going to do here, listeners, is I'm going to be like, Erin, I'm going to frame an episode on some of this work stuff. It is because the stuff that I've been dealing with has been incredible. It is a very hard time to be a public servant right now at the state and federal level. A lot of people are dealing with this either directly or indirectly, right? Small businesses are reeling from the fact that like government funding has changed, nonprofits, right? So I am at the thick of this. I want to talk about this moment in time from a non-political perspective, but I want to talk about what it means to navigate this change, right? So that's going to come. I'm also want to talk about like what it means when you have like how do you deal with like like massive staffing changes at once? Because a lot of people are dealing with that. I'm dealing with that, and managing people with anxiety. Like I'm someone who is like my boss is super chill, and I have people on my team with a lot of anxiety, and somewhere in between, I'm like the anxiety translator. And all of this goes together. But I think we really do need an episode dedicated to like navigating the moment, and I want to talk about that. But I do have like just a funny fucking story because like I said, it's the full moon and shit's been crazy and we're under like a political watchdog right now for some political thing. And we've got this new person. It's a counterpart to me. It's another me. It's another deputy. And, of course, Spicy Nicole was a little bit like questioning at first, but feeling embracing this because like I'm a big girl and, there's opportunity and change, right? And I can see the big picture. But anyway, we're also kind of in the middle of a hiring freeze, kind of like losing. We have grown some management, but we're losing through retirement and attrition, like some other really key staff. And new guy, like he's young and he's spicy and excited and a content expert, and no one has any fucking clue what he's going to do yet, except maybe me, because I might have some experience with organizational design, but whatever. So no one knows what he's doing, not even him. And he's like, I get the sense that we're being asked to do more with less. Like totally insightful thing, not wrong. And my boss is like nodding at him in the Spanish meeting, and I'm like, I have a proposal. I was like, we are going to do less with less because less is more. And my boss just started fucking dying. And he was like, I think we already have the 2026 rule. He's like, less with less because less is more. And like now everyone's walking around being like, we're going to do less with less and we're going to somehow do less and less is going to be more. And we're going to just suck a little less. Like,
oh my God, I love it. Remind me, what's 2025 theme? We talked about this last week.
So 2024 was we're trying to help you and you hate it. 2025 was it's definitely a problem, but it might not be mine.
But it's good for 2025. We all need that mantra.
And these came out of like before anything even happened. I feel like I'm like, some kind of prophet.
Yeah.
This is me like working into my like Enneagram 1, and Kate would be so proud of me. Like when when people of my types are functioning at a high level and we're vibing right, like we're like kind of like prophets, like gurus. I like. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like a prophet. Yes. So yes, it's a problem, but is it mine? And trying to under expectations. And then this is like, less. We're gonna do less.
Less with less.
Because that is like makes you rethink like efficiency, right? Like really, right? You're not, because how many people are just like, okay, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to get burned out. I'm going to like do the miserable thing. I'm going to try to do all the things and I'm going to demonstrate how competent I am. And guess what? More just gets getting piled new and shit keeps changing until you realize like something fails. I was like, what I'm basically saying is like, let's route out the failure before it happens. Like, let's get rid of all the shit. Like, let's take a moment and figure out what is the less that we can do. Get rid of that bullshit, the inefficiency. Let's not just keep doing what we were doing, like chugging along on the bicycle. Like, let's actually do less, right? And so, my boss. So that's my mantra of the day before we talk about important products was like, just remember, sometimes you have to do less with less.
The less is more. I love it. Well, let's be really clear too. We'll do that next episode. It's super timely. It's super deep.
It is.
I will take credit for being the mastermind behind this highly undeep session. But here's what it came about. About a couple months ago, I did a solo episode about sort of my health journey. I just, just like poured out of me. I've been, through a lot of changes with my health and how I'm attacking things and da 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 da. And I had a client that just started coaching with me say how much it like changed her life. And I was like, sometimes like that stupid little shit. So some of my products are actually also in the health route.
Okay.
But yeah, so Nicole and I came up, we have no idea what it is. We'll just go back and forth. We're going to share like over let's call it the last year, our favorite new products. And we're going to give links to Rachel, who edits our podcast. And so they'll all be in the show notes. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
First. We can do one and one maybe, or all five, whatever you want to do.
No, let's go back and forth.
Okay.
All right. So my first one, I have to pull up my link. So I call it, has changed my life from a sleeping perspective. So just a little background. I have a bad lower back, like a lot of our listeners, and I've been attacking it for like the last 5 years. I talked about this in my solo episode. And so one of the things we realized, hear me loud and clear, one of the number one things that you can do to make your back better is actually your bed. And like, it seems intuitive, but it's literally been the number one thing. So we went on this journey of getting a new mattress. And long story short, we're on our third mattress. My husband hates me because it was like Goldilocks and Three Bears. One was too soft, one was too hard. And then the latest one we got is still, it's firm because that's good for both of our backs. But like my hips and stuff, my pressure points while I was sleeping still hurt. And so I was really struggling. I'm like, I'm miserable when I sleep, but I know that we need this firmer bed. So I bought this memory foam mattress topper, people. And here's what it's. I'll put the link, put them in the show notes. Okay. I searched a million different options. What I love about this is it's not one that like fits over the bed, because here's what I did. We sleep in a king. I bought a twin because my husband wasn't having it.
Right. That wasn't his deal.
Yeah. But he's fine with, so on my side, I have this mattress topper, and I just have to tell you, almost every night, maybe at least every other night, I literally go to him. I am so happy. Do you know how happy I am? Do you know how much I love my bed? Like, it has completely altered my joy and my back. Like, I used to wake up and have to immediately go like on the bathroom floor and stretch and
little piece of foam.
And it's just from this, and it costs, let me see. It's on Amazon, of course. It's $30 for a twin. $30. And it changed.
And it's changed. It's radically changed. Like,
that's my first product. Yeah. I get up. Like, I still will do like I do some stretching, but like I can function without stretching. Like, I do stretching, but I don't have to do it like first thing. Like before I couldn't function without stretching. And this along with the firm mattress changed my life. So look at your mattress. If you have a bad back, mattresses are everything. I can't tell you the perfect mattress, but I can tell you Like get something firm. Don't get the memory foam, but then get the memory foam topper.
This is like mattress adjacent.
Yes.
I actually sleep in two
But-
different beds. Like I go back and forth between like the main bed, like one bed that's hard memory foam and one that's not, just because like I also like need that in my life. So like I know what you're saying. Like I'm not a one bed sleeper either. Like, or like you need some kind of like it's not static like in your life, right?
No.
At all. And it does make a difference. I'm gonna bring my first product up. I've mentioned this before. It is Rise Mushroom Coffee.
Ew.
I'm not-
Gross.
Okay, I love this.
Really?
I am such a coffee drinker, by the way. No, it says it's more than just coffee. It says our ingredients have been studied for thousands of years.
Psychedelic.
I don't know by whom. And found to enhance brain function, boost immunity, balance energy to keep you shining all day long with less than half caffeine of a normal cup. Okay, a couple of things. Here's what I love.
Wait, is it literally not coffee beans? It's mushrooms?
It's like made out of mushrooms. Add 6 kinds of mushrooms: shiitake, turkey tail, king trumpet, lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps. It does not taste super much like coffee, though it has like a coffee texture. And it also does not taste like mushrooms or dirt. It's delicious.
What does it taste like?
It is a powder. And it does have some caffeine in it. It has other stuff in it. But it's like basically, it's this mushroom blend with coconut milk, essentially. It has a sort of a residual coconut flavor. So if you don't like that, you won't like it. I also happen to love instant coffee. It's like, I just love it. I just do.
So this is like an instant kind of.
It's an instant powder. You just put it in like, you just put it in. Like, I love it. It tastes like a little earthy. And it's just a powder, and you just put it in some hot water. So it's awesome.
I had no idea this about you.
Okay. So, and I love coffee.
Mushroom, quote unquote, coffee.
So like obsessed, first of all. And I found it because Instagram, whatever. But I'll tell you what I love about it. One, it gets sent to me. It is $36 a month. I was going to coffee shops every single day, and I still go a little bit, as like a form of entertainment or whatever. And I would get my coffee, and I was spending like more than $36.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of money. Suddenly, not spending that much money. And I would drink that coffee every day, and I would kind of have a crash. Like, it wouldn't feel good. It just like, sometimes it would make me more tired. Like, sometimes it'd be great. I'd be like, my synapses are firing, whatever. But other days it would just make me feel sluggish and shitty. Or like, maybe my stomach wasn't having it, because let's just be honest, like, I'm old. So drinking like a Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, or even like from the good coffee shop every day, was like my entertainment, but also it wasn't really working with me. And I was getting caffeine headaches when I didn't drink it. So that was shitty. This has like radically changed my life. Like, I actually take it with me everywhere I go, and it gives me like a little bit of boost. But the thing it's really done that they don't tell you, it's reduced my inflammation.
Oh, that's huge. You buried the lead on that. That's huge.
Because it wasn't the selling point.
Yeah.
And one of the things that in my own health journey is like, I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not on Ozempic, even though they tell me I need it all the time. Like, I'm not doing all those things. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just exercising. Is that I realize that a lot of my issues have been tied to inflammation. So when I don't exercise, I didn't exercise for all of February, and I was like drinking and doing all these things, my body was like going crazy. So what I need to do is like reduce inflammation. That's my whole goal right now. And so this is like kind of a symbolic of like some of the other things I'm doing in my life to just reduce inflammation. Like, I'm just trying to change up the diet a little bit, and look, everybody has different reasons for inflammation. Some people it's histamine, some people it's sugar, carbs, some people it's just like life friction, whatever. But like, be aware of like that feeling when your body just feels like sluggish and weird, and you have like aches and pains that won't go away, and there's like no reason for it. Your body's just screaming at you to do something fucking different.
Yeah. That's huge. You
Love it.
You brought up the big guns right away. I'm surprised. I will tell you on the inflammation, the one thing that I feel like has most helped, and I don't eat it all the time, dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is like on the top of the list of
Never tried that.
fruits that help. And when my back was really, really bad, I swear there was like a direct correlation. So I'd eat like a half a dragon fruit in the morning, throw it in the refrigerator, scoop it out. The yellow ones are better than the pink ones, just so you know. The pink ones are prettier, but the yellow ones are tastier.
Really?
I know they're not cheap, but yeah, and you can get them. Like you obviously can get them at Whole Foods, but they have them at like regular stores, like Big Y.
I had not gone down that road of like the anti-inflammatory fruits, but out of home.
Dragon
But
fruit.
I'm fighting inflammation. That's cool.
Love it. All right. My second product, I have no idea what the fuck it is.
What is
To
that?
be honest. It's called Balanced Femme.
Okay.
My business coach, not my business coach recommended it. And in true sort of Erin fashion, she sent me a link. I didn't even look at what it is, and I ordered it and started taking it. Here's why.
Could you let it sound good?
Here's why. Night sweats. So let me talk about night sweats for a second, because I have a little bit to say about this.
Yep, I definitely have some. Okay.
All right.
Fair.
Sorry, man, but perimenopause, night sweats was pretty much my main symptom. And I've had it for years on and off. And then when I went through this health journey and started with the health coach a year ago, one of the things I learned is it's insane. So part of that health journey was learning to eat macronutrients consistently every day. So, and both from a portion and then leveling up to the number of calories. So what I mean by that is roughly my resting one is around 1,900 calories, but not just 1,900 calories, 40% of that coming from carbs, 30% coming from fats, and 30% coming from protein, which there's math in there.
Right.
It's a lot of protein, like 130 grams of protein.
Yep.
210 grams of carbs. And it's usually around like 67, 70 grams of fat. And so what that does when you, every day you give your body a consistent macronutrients, it starts to help with its metabolism, because it knows every day it has exactly what it needs, versus like you eat a lot of carbs one day and then you don't the next day, it's going to start to store them because it thinks, oh, I need these carbs because I don't.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like,
I've definitely heard this, right?
So that consistency helps your metabolism. So obviously it also was lower calories than I had been eating. So, and the high protein helps you build muscle, which is a big part of what helped me reshape I literally like reconstructed my body, and it also helped with my back. It made me stronger, all these things. So the good news and the bad news. The good news is you can control it. Like what I found is when I would be off, significantly off, and it would be just one day, but like it'd be over the holidays when I like kick shit to the curb. As soon as I really fucked with that consistent macronutrients, my night sweats would go through the roof. And then I started to see, especially this winter, literally day to day. So then if I got back to my balanced approach, I would have a night where I'd be dry and stay, let's say, over 8 on carbs or whatever. I didn't get enough protein, especially the protein. If I didn't get enough protein, puddles. I thought, okay, that's good because it's actually a good motivator to eat well, but I don't want to live my life where like I can't have the birthday cake without knowing I'm going to wake up.
Right. You don't want to.
Yeah. So income balanced them. So I was telling my business coach about this, and she's like, I have a natural thing for you. And literally we'll have the link like everything else. I don't know what's in it. That I just blind faith. It's a dropper. And you take, it says 1 to 3, but what I've learned is I only do 1 dose a day. So it's 2 droplets of it. Well, it tastes horrific. It's like burnt celery or something. It's, so you got to take it when you're like ready to like shove something in your mouth and like, or brush your teeth or something. Game changer. Absolute game changer. So I'm still eating well, but I'm taking this every like evening or night. And I can tell a huge difference that even if I'm off, because I'm off my game, like I'm not like a year ago, I was really strict with this, trying to lose weight. And I was trying to I'm not going to live like that forever, right?
Sure,
like I lost the weight I want
to have these cheese puffs, like whatever.
Exactly. And so this balance down, I don't know what it does. It obviously balances your hormones or something, but I highly recommend it. I hope it doesn't kill you. Maybe you should read the ingredients, because I don't want to get in a lawsuit. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you that this won't kill you. Maybe that'll get me.
We don't know. It's probably not FDA approved.
We should probably done a disclaimer on all this shit, right?
The FDA is fucked anyway, so who cares?
Hey guys, Erin here. Stop. Do not do it. Don't fast forward. I have something too important. I have a couple of very passive aggressive questions to ask you that you don't want to miss. Here they are. 1, Do you find yourself often comparing yourself to others? Like, they work harder than me, they get noticed more than me, they have better luck than me, they're smarter than me? Or do you also just feel exhausted from having to always work as hard, if not harder, than everybody else to stand out and succeed? I know you have these challenges. We all do. And this is why I wrote the 50% rule. And I know you need to read another book like you need a hole in the head. But I'm telling you, this book and this rule, I'm obsessed with it. And it has changed my life. It has changed the lives of others around us. And it has also been the formula for success behind so many successful people. Savannah Bananas, Hamilton, Weird Al Yankovic. The 50% rule is the simplest shortcut to stop comparing, stop copying, stop chasing other people, and like literally compete in your league of your own. There isn't a day that doesn't go by where I stop myself and I'm like, oh, she did a talk that I wish I could do. She's got more. No, it doesn't matter, because we don't compete in the same league. I compete in a league of my own because I am constantly 50% ruling things. So if you're interested in this concept, which by the way is more fun as a team sport, but at least start with yourself. You cannot miss this book. It's not only powerful, it's really freaking fun to read. That is always my number one goal. It was my number one goal with my first book. It's my number one goal with the 50% rule. I want to make it enjoyable to read it. Why? So that you read it. So if you feel like you are stuck with these comparison cramps or just all the symptoms that I talk about in the book of sleep running syndrome, self-doubt gout, and pioneer paralysis, and well, you have to read the book to find out more, then just go buy the darn book. Easiest way, go to Amazon, search the 50% rule, and I cannot wait to hear how you 50% rule things.
So I do have to go to a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to just do a couple really
Oh,
quick.
I thought you had till 1:45. No?
No, I have to be there at 1:45.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Be fine.
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Okay, a couple things. One, I want to mention the Garnier Fructis hairspray. I think you remember that my old hairspray got discontinued. And
This is the new one.
This is the new one. It's volume and extra hold, number 3. And it's like half the price. It's also available. It's great. It does the dirty deed, which is to hold my ever thinning hair, but big hair in place, even when you're on a boat. So I'm just saying, buy this. You won't be disappointed. I love you. It's like a microphone. We're best friends. Okay.
All right. Lightning round. I love that.
Okay.
Let me do my next one.
Okay. You do. Okay.
Trader Joe's grilled chicken. This whole protein thing.
Oh my God. The
I
strips, the frozen strips.
Frozen strips in the green package. Has to be the green package. Some of that's kind of icky. Get that. It's a great way to get in protein. You don't have to prep, cook, and all this shit. I eat it for lunch every day in some form or fashion. Trader Joe's grilled chicken.
It's so funny how we're so focused on health right now. My next one is Duolingo. I know this is going to be crazy, but I have always loved languages and I'm terrible at them. And I love Duolingo for $89 a year. I paid for this thing. And let me tell you, it's not just because I'm enjoying learning languages or whatever. There are studies, very clear studies, that studying language has an amazing impact, particularly on the aging brain, peri- and menopausal woman's brain, to sort of improve cognitive health. And learning a language turns on a whole different portion of your brain. So along with the mushroom coffee, if you're having a moment where you're just feeling like my brain is not functioning, it's likely that you are using the same parts of your brain all the time, right? And other parts you're not, right? Duolingo is super fun. It's easy. It's gamification. You can study freaking High Valerian, like a Star Trek language if you want. It doesn't matter. There's math, there's music. It's fun. And it's actually structured learning. And there's other ways to enhance it if you're really interested in it. But let me tell you, it is the most delightful way to spend 10 minutes of your day. And you will get addicted. The basic vibe for about $90 it's so worth it. And I'm telling you, I really, not only am I learning, having fun, but it's, and learning a language.
Brain health, like you said.
It's great for your brain health, and it just accesses all kinds of learning a language makes something just sound less foreign. Suddenly something is accessible to you. It just doesn't sound crazy. So go, you're on vacation in Italy, Go do a couple lessons. It's funny just to hear the tone of the language. Like Italian's very sing-songy, whatever.
I got to do the Greek version. I know.
Do it. It's like, so Duolingo is my next one.
All right. My next one is very timely. Got to get it now. But so a couple months ago, I was in Anthropologie, which is one of my favorite stores when I want to splurge. Well, they're a little more expensive. And there was this leather puffer vest.
Yes.
It was like a black leather puffer. And I'm like, it's so cute, but I didn't buy it because it was like $120. And I'm like, why am I going to lose? Well, guess what? I stumbled upon basically the same jacket at Old Navy.
Yes, you did.
And I bought it for $13. I just pulled up the link. It's $10 on clearance right now. I have it. It's adorable. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. Old Navy leather. Go now though, because it probably won't be around. But it's like on clearance, $10 versus $120.
And I love that you like staved off like the impulse buy, and then you were like,
I got rewarded.
I love that. Okay, my next thing is Adobe AI Assistant. It is like a $5 buy app in
Adobe.
Yes. So you can take any PDFs, including long, fucking painful legal documents that you don't want to read, or any other documents that you could take anything and turn it into an Adobe document. And not only will it process it for you, but you can interact with it. You can be like, what's the main point of this? Is it perfect? No. You can be like,
I have Adobe. Yeah.
Yeah. Please turn that. It's like Chat GPT, but it functions with the PDF structure. And it is very tailored to sort of like more academic-y engagement, right? Because PDFs tend to be more academic. But it can process a lot of language, and it tends to be sort of less jokey and less verbose, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a much more professional version of Chat GPT if you're using it. Because if you're not using AI, you've like kind of already missed the boat. But this has saved me like innumerable times because let's be fair, we're Gen X, we feel like we have to do everything on our own. The other people are not doing that. So when I get like, in any given day, like hundreds and hundreds of pages of legal documentation to read, like it is not all necessarily necessary for what I need to do. And I can process so much more work. This is like doing less with less. Doing less with less, because less is more. Perfect example of it. Adobe AI. Do it.
All right. My final one is also in the beauty category. For the first time, I can be such a cheap ass sometimes. I've had curling irons that are roughly, $30, $40 forever. Well, I was in Ulta a couple of months ago. It was just after I had a hair appointment done. And she always curls my hair like so well. And this is a 1-inch curling iron. Bio-ionic. Again, it'll be in the thing. By the way, we're not making shit on any of these. None of these are sponsored because we're too stupid and lazy to like.
We don't care. Whatever.
Like putting your hair through butter. It curls it in like an instant. It feels butter. Have you noticed my hair lately?
Yes, I have, and I saw that when we were in the Bahamas.
Like, was $150. Just like breaking the bank.
I was like, is that a sex toy? And I was like, no, it's not. It's just a curling iron. I was like, damn it.
No, that's money I ever spent. My hair holds the curls. It actually goes quick. So I do my hair nice more often now because it's just as fast as using my like old curling iron doing a half-ass job. So now I have like fancy hair more often.
I love this. My last product, I have several that I want. I could go all day. But I did something that like radically changed my life. I bought a skort. Okay. You may be like, what are you playing golf? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, haven't we been doing, haven't Connecticut women been like, didn't we create the skort? Like, don't we know this? No, Nicole does not.
We had skorts and then skorts hadn't been around, but
Nicole does not show her legs in public. Like, I feel like I don't own any shorts. I feel like they cut me off the waist. My boobs go to like to the top of the band. I do not wear shorts. No shorts. No short. However, like, sometimes you're like climbing in and out of a boat or you're like trying to be athletic, right? Or you're in a bathing suit. You don't necessarily want like a full cover up, but like, that knee-length skirt is kind of nice. And you want something like maybe a little athletic. Like you don't want like your hoochie and your coochie like showing out while you're doing whatever. Like the skort is.
Where'd you get it from?
It's a godsend. So I got it from Amazon, but I bought a Columbia brand one, which is, it is made. It like that. I just feel like I just came from Avon or something. Like I'm fancy now. I'm Columbia. So it's an athletic brand, quick dry. So this is my qualifications for it. I don't think any skorts would do it. I think it has to be like stretchy. I think it needs to have some form of like, those things you kind of like yank, I don't know, the elastic thing that like kind of makes it tighter, the tight tie, like at the bottom, because you want the skirt to be able to like kind of adjust with the length that you need it. Sometimes you want it longer. Sometimes you want it shorter, right? Something like that has to, fit well around the waist, definitely pockets. The skort shouldn't be like too long. And I think also quick dry material, right? Totally needs quick dry. Girl, I'm obsessed. I'm never going to wear anything else because I feel like I'm wearing a skirt. But my hooter is like protected when I'm like doing the thing.
I got to get there.
You got to get one. I feel like I'm in like a 1980s jazzercise class. Like, I don't know, but because you know me, I do not wear shorts, but the skort, I'm into it. I'm sorry if millennials already knew this, but get a skort. Okay. It's the way to go.
I love it. All right. Well, we got to let you go because you got to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
We've finished yet another deep episode of Because Doesn't Have to Suck, or Life Doesn't Have to Suck, or menopause doesn't have to suck, or wearing shorts doesn't have to suck, or your hair doesn't have to suck.
Being 50 doesn't have to suck, and having friends doesn't have to suck, and having an empty nest doesn't have to suck. Things are just getting better, okay? Especially with great hair. By the way, we did not plan this, and I love that we both were like, menopause, food, and hair products. And clothes. That's really funny.
Yeah.
And then a couple of nerdy things because I'm a nerd. But
if anybody's listening and has a connection to one of these and actually wants to get our butts in gear to like rise sponsorship, because we will do that someday. We will do what everybody else does. Till then, we will be the neutral parties. Just bringing.
I will pimp your product freely.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Good to see you.
More deep shit to come. We promise.
More deep shit to come.
Hey, it's Erin with a teeny request. If you have ever gotten any value from this podcast and you'd like us to stick around, plus you want it to continue to grow so we can kind of swindle bigger and more knowledgeable guests to join us and to keep providing you with tangible and inspiring actions you can take to achieve the career and life you deserve, could you please just take 1 minute to leave us a rating and a review? Those reviews go a long way in attracting guests to the show, and candidly, they really make Nicole and I's day. We see you. We really do. So when you have the time and inspiration, we'd love to see a rating and review from you. Thank you.